Welcome to Pingo Oculto, the Spy Products store specialized in earpieces and spy cameras. Before starting with the product review, remember that in the description of the product, you can consult the video in other languages, in addition to official sales channels with worldwide shipping, contact media, and social networks. The Wi-Fi Spy Camera Pro has a very small size to hide it in any place of the clothing with the piece included or as a button is designed to be used with text on paper or screen, thanks to its 90 degrees viewing angle, its variable focus adjustment, and full HD quality. It has 3 modes of use: recording in local mode by inserting a microSD card, recording in local mode by inserting a microSD card, vision and local mode with direct connection to the Wi-Fi created by the camera, or streaming remote video, can be viewed from anywhere in the world with internet access to. Remote transmission requires the connection of a PHY network from a router, Wi-Fi router. The system includes a built-in microphone for the laptop or the Wi-Fi network, created with the cell phone using mobile data, night vision, and has an autonomy of approximately 4 hours. You can use this camera in combination with the VIP Pro Super Mini or Ultra Mini earpieces, thanks to the inductor element, and communicate directly through the VIP Pro Super Mini earpiece application, measuring 1.10 centimeters long by 0.64 centimeters wide. It includes a transparent thread for removal with the finger or a tweezers. To operate uses a 337 type battery, offering up to 4 hours of autonomy, depending on the volume of the earpiece. VIP Pro Ultra Mini has similar dimensions of 1.08 centimeters long by 0.68 centimeters wide. Extraction is carried out with an extractor bar that is magnetized to the battery, so we must always to insert it into the earpiece before inserting it into the ear. To operate it uses a Type 379 battery with up to 4 hours of autonomy, depending on the volume. We know it this technology seems from another planet. In the kit is included the Wi-Fi Spy Camera Pro with the integrated battery, 2 button kits, the fixing piece, and a USB charger. If you have selected the kit with VIP Pro Super Mini earpiece, will be included with the 2. The VIP Pro Ultra Mini inhaler is supplied with an extractor bar to remove the inhaler, which can also be purchased with the portable Wi-Fi router to improve stability. Before you start using the product, we recommend that you check that you are using a original Pingo Oculto product by checking that the logo is the same as on the products, and buying in an official sales channel. You can consult us if you have any doubts, and don't forget, see online instructions for more information. First, turn on the camera, pressing the on button once checks if the blue light comes on, and after a few seconds green flashing. If no light is emitted, connect the camera to the load with a charger of up to 5 volts and 2 amps. The charging time can be up to 8 hours. After a few minutes, the red charging light will turn on and turn off when it is ready. Fully charged in local use mode requires a microSD card, not included, with a capacity of up to 128 gigabits in FAT32 format. Before turning on the camera, insert it into the slot and it will start to record. If in the next step you connect the camera to the application, you will be able to consult storage status as well as other settings for configuring the camera. With the application, we must first install the HD Camera Pro application, available in both the HD Camera and HD Camera Pro versions. For both Android and iPhone, in the application, we must allow all the required permissions and then connect to the Wi-Fi of the camera with the name HW- and 4 numbers or letters. When connected, you may see a warning that the network is not connected. Wi-Fi has no internet connection, and we must maintain the connection when opening the application. And click on this icon, the camera will appear, and we will be able to see the live image of this type. Connection can only be set up within 10 meters of the camera. When connected directly to the camera's Wi-Fi in remote use mode, the camera requires a network Wi-Fi always close to the camera. To transmit video in real time, we can configure the camera to the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi network created by a router or portable Wi-Fi router. To do this, we must select the 2.4 GHz type Wi-Fi network that usually have a shorter Wi-Fi network name without terms such as Plus or 5G, and enable reconnection automatic. If the Wi-Fi network is going to be created by a cell phone, remember that you will need 2. Cell phone A will act as a router creating the Wi-Fi network using mobile data, and mobile B will be used to configure the camera. If mobile A on which we created the Wi-Fi network is iPhone, we must select if the maximize compatibility option appears. In the personal hotspot settings, and disable power saving in Android, we must set the shared connection to the 2.4 GHz band and deactivate the automatic deactivation functions of the Wi-Fi network. Then on the cell phone open the application and click on the plus located in the upper right corner, then select Equipment AP Distribution Network Pulsa N, start connecting Y-DESPWES and next SI. No, if nothing happens or an error appears, we must check that we are connected to the Wi-Fi of the camera, that we have granted all the permissions and restart the mobile. In this step, we should click on Wi-Fi list and select the Wi-Fi network to which the camera will be connected and specify the password of the Wi-Fi network. When we have checked that the password is correct, we press click on Configure Wi-Fi and then on Sure, and a countdown will start at this step. It will restart by turning off the Wi-Fi network, starting with HW- and the cell phone from which we are configuring it. The camera must be connected to other Wi-Fi or mobile data with internet to finish. The camera lights will flash green and blue when the configuration is correctly set up intermittently while searching for the Wi-Fi network, and will remain fixed when connected to the network. Wi-Fi. The timer will end prematurely. Finally, on the initial screen, click on the camera and set a password. By repeating it in the two fields in the application, we can check the charge level. Listen to what the camera's microphone picks up, among others functions. This model of camera has a variable focus adjustment, so it will focus a certain distance that we can modify by rotating the lens clockwise. From clockwise, we can move the focus away, and counterclockwise, we can move the focus back, and if we turn the lens too much, it will be out of focus and we will be able to zoom in. Necessary to turn the camera back in the opposite direction when the camera is set up. Will automatically reconnect to the Wi-Fi when you turn it on. It is very important not to turn it on. Camera without the Wi-Fi being close and active, or after a few minutes, it may become unconfigured. To share the camera, we must click on this icon on the main screen and share the QR code generated below from the other cell phone. We must open the application and click on the plus located in the upper right corner, then select the last one. Mobile phone scanning QR code sharing to add option. Scan the QR code or select it from the gallery, enters the password assigned to the camera on the first viewing, and click on Sure. Remember that at this step, the camera must be turned on and connected to the Wi-Fi network to which it has been configured, so the lights should be green and blue. Then click on the camera icon and you will be able to see the live image. To use the VIP Pro earpiece, unscrew the cap of the earpiece, insert the battery with the positive plus symbol, pull upwards and screw the lid on. Remember to always insert the battery into the VIP Pro earpiece Ultra Mini before inserting it in the ear so that it can be extracted if the earpiece is brought close to the ear. VIP Pro type to the ear with the battery inside it. We hear a noise similar to a radio without the tuning is on and running if the sound is very loud and flutter like B. We must slightly extend the spring inside it and reinsert it into the B. The battery by screwing the cap on correctly when the earpiece is inserted in the ear. We can communicate by pressing and holding the microphone icon on the application and speaking into the cell phone microphone. The white inductor element should be between the neck and the chest, and we can adjust the volume by moving it closer or further away. If we can't hear anything by the earpiece, remember to hold down the microphone icon while speaking. Reboot the application and the cell phone. Uninstall the application on cell phone A that creates the network Wi-Fi and not connect from mobile B to the same Wi-Fi network to which the camera is connected. If the image is choppy, check the Wi-Fi network connection to which you have connected the camera, performing a speed test, and also the internet connection of the cell phone which is viewing the camera. We recommend values of at least 5 megabits upstream and downstream on. VIP Pro Super Mini earpiece can be removed by pulling the transparent thread with the finger or a clamp, and the VIP Pro Ultra Mini with the extractor bar that attaches to the battery of the inside the earpiece. Remember to clean the earpiece with water or isopropyl alcohol. After use, turn off the camera by pressing and holding the on-off button for 3 seconds until all the lights go out, and remove the battery from the VIP Pro earpiece to avoid to clog it and make it quieter. Carefully clean the earpiece holes. VIP Pro using a needle or pin. If you have any questions or need assistance, you can write to us by any of the following ways. Contact means that you can see in the description or on our website up to the remember to use them ethically and in accordance with current regulations.